And you were saying off camera that just because something is viral doesn't mean that it's valid.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, if you look at the way these social algorithms work, they take something that is extreme. It's got to be in the first 3 seconds. They got to catch your attention, so it's got to be contentious or argumentative and extreme, and that's how they get you to watch their deal. So medicine is often pretty boring. So if I made a TikTok reel about how sunscreen or moisturizer works, it may be totally valid, but no one's going to watch it because I'm not saying anything that grabs your attention in that first 3 seconds. And since COVID, people are taking a lot of their health information from social media, so we have to be very careful.
What are some of your concerns when it comes to influencers who share their health tips, their health experiences?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is a one-person example, and that's not the way medicine works. Being a doctor means you rely on the medical literature, you do studies with tens of thousands of people and looking for little differences. A lot of these influencers are saying, well, this worked for me, and a lot of the time they're being paid, right? So they're on commission. They may or may not tell you that part. And so as people get more health information from social media, they're not telling consumers the rest of the story, that they have no experience in what they're talking about. And a lot of times they throw doctors like me under the bus. And they say, your doctor doesn't know what he's talking about, but buy this product. And so there's a lot of problems baked into this.
Oh, you doctors need to fight back to crank out your own videos. But I know, again, it's the algorithm, right? Because our algorithms learn our fears.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So if you're watching some video that said, let's say microplastics leads to autism. Let's just make that up.
Right.
If you watch that video and you engage with that for any duration of time, you're going to keep getting that kind of content over and over again. That's why you got to cleanse your timeline with like puppy videos. So over time, you're going to keep getting the same thing. So if you had a fear of something, you're going to keep getting pushed that content, and you think that that's the truth because every video you see is saying the same darn thing. That's how the algorithm works, and that's another part of the problem.
So would you say just avoid it altogether, or can some of it actually be helpful?
Oh, it can be super helpful.
Yeah.
And it's because it gets people talking. I mean, look, we're talking about how bad ultra-processed foods are for us. That's great.
Right.
It can come up with great ideas. It can help you find health influencers that actually do know what they're talking about, which is great. But it needs to be taken with a grain of salt. You need to do your research. You can use AI models and things now to find all kinds of fun things out there and do your own research. It's not like in the old days when it was trapped in some medical library. So do your research and take it with a grain of salt.
And only a grain of salt. We don't want to, too much sodium is bad for you, right? All right, so what else do doctors want people to know when it comes to taking advice or seeking out information on social media?
Yeah, it's that a lot of it is this hook, right? Trying to get your attention, trying to get you to stay on the platform. And the way to do that is not to give you nuanced medical advice. It's to shock you. It's like the Jerry Springer show, right? It's to create this controversy. That's what plays on these social media platforms. So there is a kernel of truth a lot of the time, but you have to be very careful what you see. When you take something home, do your research and partner with a good doctor who can help you in your healthcare journey. That's how you achieve longevity.
That's it. Yeah, so not all of the information is bad, but certainly do your research and talk to your doctor about it. Anything else? What if someone's pushing a supplement or a detox? We see a lot of that. What should we question about that?
Well, detoxes are a big red flag because your kidneys and your liver do that. So if somebody's trying to push a detox on you or a cleanse or some supplement, you have to, number one, raise the big red flag, but ask the question, what's in it for them? I mean, are they selling this supplement? Were they paid by this company to sell you this supplement? And what are they basing their advice on? Is there some literature out there that says that this works? You can literally plug this in now to an AI model and ask it, using the medical literature, how does this work? And you get a pretty nuanced answer. It'll hallucinate every once in a while, but it'll give you an answer based on the literature. And so it's easier than ever to do your research on this stuff. Watch it, realize it's entertainment. If you want to do something and incorporate it into your life, do your research.
That's fascinating. Maybe go to AI before you go to social media influencers.
Well, it does hallucinate, so you got to be careful. But if you ask it specifically, what does the medical literature say about X? A lot of times you get a good answer, a nuanced answer, and take that to your doctor and make decisions about your health and longevity.
My big takeaway here, just take it to your doctor. Yes, use some of the information, take it with a grain of salt, do your research, and take it to your doctor.
100%.
And cleanse with puppy videos.
That's right. You got to cleanse your timeline. Super important.
Thank you, Dr. Knight.